So we are so excited about the 2Unique Workforce Development Specialist Program. We have Chef Quan Anderson, who's going to be our instructor for the actual culinary registered apprenticeship. So tell us, Chef Quan, a little bit about how did you get started in culinary?
Well, it all started in the 10th grade, being one of the young kids out there that, was kind of hard-headed in life, and all of a sudden I had a young teacher, young food service teacher. She talked to me about, the food service program, about being a chef and all that, and my impression was, hey, that's cooking is for women. And she said, no, not quite. She went to showing me some material and different things, these different chefs around the world. Mm-hmm. And I took interest at it, and I said, well, I'll give it a try. And I stuck with it in the 10th grade, and the food was good. There was other students involved. Mm-hmm. And so what we did, I ended up getting a plaque in the class, and my first B in school. And so I started from there. And I went to work at Baptist when it was downtown before they, destroyed it. Mm-hmm. And then it just kept moving forward. The career just kept moving forward. And I was intrigued by it. I had no idea that that was really what God already had laid out for me. Mm-hmm. And so from that time to now, it's been 46 years. Mm-hmm. And so I have worked in a lot of places. I was out in New York when we had the 9/11. I was on a task force, so worked out there. Then worked under some renowned chefs all over the world, and so been very well taught. Mm-hmm. And so and I thank God for this gift, because it's exactly what it is. It's a gift that I'm willing to give back to people, to young people that wants that knowledge and wants that skill. Mm-hmm. and it's very rewarding. Yes. Because this gift can take you in so many different directions.
Yes, I agree. And I remember being in school, the closest thing we had to culinary was homemade classes.
Yes, yeah.
So what would you say, how would you work with a student? What would be the basic necessity training needs that they need today that you think is a cut above what we learned in homemade?
Well, I think we have to also, as chefs, we have to also learn how to manage not just manage the kitchen, but manage the cost and the products, because the cost of everything is so high now. And so when you were left in charge to oversee something, and you got to learn how to do budgeting, you got to know how to work a budget, you got $7.95 per resident. I'm thinking of that because I also run a nursing home. Okay. And so you got a budget, per day to work with. So you got X amount of $1 for the whole month. And so you got to know these numbers and stuff. You live and die by your numbers in culinary arts.
Yes. And I think food safety is important, as well as menu preparation, because you can get into the restaurant space through culinary.
Sure.
And we're thinking about occupational trades that actually align with the workforce development specialist, like your culinary specialist. You can become a culinary consultant.
Correct.
You can start your own business and be an entrepreneur in this space. When you're thinking about a pathway for a young student starting in culinary, what is that pathway that you can see them take? For instance, they may want to go into start at a restaurant first before they become, that entrepreneur. So what would be your thoughts?
I think a good pathway is to make sure you're up under a good mentor. And, and somebody that you can always reach out to and say, hey, chef, this and that. Ask you questions and things like that as you pursue that. And for you to speak of that, I have one out in Colorado, got one student out in Baltimore, that always reaches out to me for different things. And so, and I got mentors that I reach out to, that's corporate chefs. And so that has helped along the way, because this is not a one-man show per se. You can't do it alone. You need people to help you grow, and to keep you on the right pathway of learning, because you never stop learning in this business, because the trend keeps changing.
That's amazing. Awesome.
Now, I'm going over to the stove. We got our salt, our pepper. We got some butter right here. I'm gonna put in the skillet. Let it don't saute down these vegetables just a little bit, just to get them tender, nice and tender. And then we'll come back. Let's start folding our other product in. Okay. But we want to get them vegetables, like I said, we want to get them tender. The whole goal is to get your vegetables tender, make your omelet nice and very edible. You heard? Sound like you finna do something now. The next part gonna be on you. You're gonna take that them eggs. I almost want to put one more in there. Go ahead and put them in. But I want to make this. I want this to be like a mold, you know. So what I'm doing, I drag this to me to make them eggs go ahead and cook. You see how they cook? Situation like this, you got the mold in. Put you some cheese on there. Yeah, go ahead. But while it's hot, get your salt and pepper that's on that table behind you. You just get it off of here, and you try to grab that whole thing just like it is. Sprinkle in the spot, yeah, this way. That cheese bonds it, you know, it's gonna bond it and make that omelet hold together.
Oh, that's good. It's really good.
Chef Jada.
So find us at 2unique-csf.org to find more about the culinary program with 2Unique and Chef Quan Anderson.
You can find me at allaboutthebutter.com and all the social media.